In football, you've got managers who are known for handling superstars. And then you've got the others, the ones who make their name doing what seems impossible, turning struggling teams into champions. Today, we're going to dive into the career of one of those master craftsmen, Matt Beard, the rebuilder.
So, that's the big question, right? It's really the ultimate challenge in sports leadership. I mean, winning with a team of superstars, that's one thing, but building a winning machine from the ground up, well, that takes a special kind of genius. And in women's football, one manager has pretty much made that his signature move.
And that manager is Matt Beard. Now, you're not going to know him from some legendary playing career, because, well, he doesn't have one. Instead, his impact has been quietly revolutionary, proving that on the touchline, a clear vision can be way more valuable than a decorated past. All right, Section 1, the unsung architect. And look, this is what's so key here. Unlike a lot of top managers, Beard's journey wasn't forged in the professional spotlight. It started in the, let's say, less glamorous corners of the game, and that gave him this unique perspective and a playbook that has proven to be incredibly effective. Okay, let's get into it. Section 2, forged in grit.
So his story doesn't start in the big leagues, not at all. He's coaching in non-league football, working with youth academies. But then, in 2009, he makes this pivotal move into the women's game with Chelsea. And by 2012, he had them in their first ever FA Cup final. And that was the first real sign that this guy had something special.
All right, on to Section 3, the championship playbook. So his first huge test comes at Liverpool. In 2012, he takes over a team that's just languishing at the bottom of the table. Just 2 years later, they were back-to-back league champions. I mean, this wasn't some slow 5-year plan. This was a footballing revolution, practically overnight.
Just let that number sink in for a second. Two consecutive league titles. He took a team from the absolute bottom, won the league in his very first season, and then did it again the next year. It's just an absolutely wild achievement that completely reshaped the entire league. So what do you do after a success like that? You test yourself. Beard takes his playbook international, managing the Boston Breakers in the NWSL in the US. And this experience was so crucial. It really broadened his perspective and proved his leadership style could totally adapt to different footballing cultures, which is a massive asset for any modern manager. But his next challenge? Man, this might have been his toughest one yet. He comes back to England to take charge of West Ham United Women, a club that was just turning professional. See, this wasn't just a rebuild job. He was literally building a professional club from scratch. And what happens? It's a total fairy tale. In their very first season as a pro club, he guides this brand new team all the way to the Women's FA Cup final at Wembley. It's just an incredible testament to his ability to create a competitive culture and inspire a squad, like instantly. And you'd think, okay, what a story, but it's not over. His journey comes full circle. He goes back to Liverpool in 2021 and finds them in a tough spot again, relegated to the second division. And wouldn't you know it, he works his magic all over again, winning the championship title and getting them promoted right back to the top flight. Okay, so we've seen what he's done, which is incredible. But the real question is, how does he do it? Let's break it down in Section 4, the Beard Method. So his secret sauce seems to be this mix of a few core ideas. First off, it's all about the players. He finds this amazing balance between discipline and real empathy. He's also tactically flexible, He builds his game plan around his players' strengths instead of trying to force them into some rigid system. And ultimately, he just builds these incredibly resilient, winning cultures from the inside out. There's this quote that it hits the nail on the head. His success isn't about having the biggest budget or the most famous names. It's born from this relentless dedication, a really clear vision for what's possible, and just having the courage to actually go out and do it. Which brings us to his legacy, his real, lasting impact. Section 5, a global legacy. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, his impact is just undeniable, right? He laid the foundation for what became a dominant Chelsea team. He delivered Liverpool's golden era. He gave a brand new West Ham team an unforgettable day out at Wembley. He's more than just a manager. He's been one of the key architects of the modern women's game in England. So Beard's entire career really leaves us with this one big question to chew on.
As football gets more and more dominated by huge transfer fees and individual superstars, what actually builds lasting success? Is it that superstar player, the one you build a team around, or is it the master builder, the one who can turn any group into champions? It's definitely something to think about.